camera setup, which is on top of that glass back on the back, which is like half the glass back. You have a single 12.3 megapixel wide angle lens, and I think honestly, this was this phone's biggest asset at that time. I remember in 2016 and 2017, I think even maybe in 2018, the Pixel lineup of devices had the best cameras of that year. I think it was around the time the Pixel 4 came out that it kind of stopped getting that specific, praise. But this phone still has a pretty good camera. It's not amazing, but it definitely has some features built in. You can do 4K at 30 on it. It's a single lens, so you don't have any, portrait mode or telephoto lens, or ultra wide sensor for that matter, but it's still pretty good for the most part. And really whatever you're going to do with it, I think most people are going to be perfectly okay with it. I wish it did have a little bit more, capability when it came down to the software or the, camera lenses. But compared to even today's camera lenses, we still pretty much are only at that dual camera setup. We have like the Pixel 5, even the Pixel 4a that just came out has a single camera lens. So I really don't think it's maybe that big of a deal just yet, even though it's a big of a deal to me. It may not be for a lot of people. Now the front camera may be the bigger problem. It's a single 8 megapixel sensor. Most front cameras are single sensors. It can only shoot 1080p at videos, which at that time was perfectly fine, I think, for the most part. But nowadays we have 4K on the front, and that is definitely an emerging, area where a lot of manufacturers are focusing more on. The back camera was kind of the, the area where a lot of manufacturers wanted to perfect. And now we're at that stage where the front camera is kind of becoming like that. We have 4K at 60 on a lot of other phones out there. So with this one, only 1080p, you may have a bigger problem with the front camera than the back camera. But I think at the end of the day, the Pixel 1's camera is perfectly fine for a lot of people out there. So in terms of the camera setup, that pretty much covers it up. Now,